Hi, my love. Welcome to your chakra report reading. This is going to be done with both a combination of tarot and oracle cards. So for the tarot cards, I'll be working with the Diamond Tarot. And the oracle, I'm using my trusty Psychic Tarot. It's like probably like one of the first oracle decks. It's considered an oracle deck. I consider it oracle, not tarot, but I've had this one with me for the entire tarot journey that I've been on. So that is my baby. Like that is my favorite, absolute favorite deck to work with. And then I also have the Earth Magic Oracle right here. So I'm gonna pull a card from there too for each chakra. So I'll have the decks lined up here in case you were curious which ones. I don't have the box for the Psychic Tarot though. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and get right into it. Basically, we're going to be talking about all 7 of the chakras. We have tons more in our bodies, within our bodies. But I'm only going to go tap into the main 7 that we're all familiar with. So get yourself a pen and paper, and so you could take notes if you like, and we're just gonna dive right in. So I'm gonna first cleanse the space with some with some spray and cleanse myself. I have a little bit of a I have allergies, and I don't know if I'm getting sick, so I don't really want to light any do a smoke cleanse or anything, because that'll just get me sneezing like crazy. Okay, and then I have some lavender water, which smells so good. I'm gonna put this on my hands. Okay. All right, my love. So let's get into it. So we're gonna start with the first chakra. We're going to start with the root, okay? So the root chakra, or the base chakra, as the card kind of says, the root chakra is associated with the color red. This chakra lies in your spine, like the base of your spine, so your booty. But I see it personally, I see it at the feet. So either or. But that's just kind of like where I see it. But the root chakra is good for your stability, okay? It's what roots you. It is what your foundation looks like. It's your stable, solid ground, right? So when you are rooted and when it's strong, you feel stable, you feel secure, you feel safe. And when it's not balanced and when it's just all over the place, you tend to kind of feel like you don't have a good footing in life. You tend to feel insecure. You feel like you don't, you're just not settled. And it's a really ugly feeling to have. Out of all 7 chakras, the base chakra, the root chakra, is very, very, very important. If this one is not balanced and strong, then everything else just kind of falls flat with it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull my cards first, and then I do read reversals with this deck. So, whoa, okay. So we got all reversals, and let me get the other cards going. And we're looking at this in terms of your energy right now, okay? So you right now in terms of your root chakra. All right, let's put you towards the table more. Just want to make sure you get perfect view. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you, for the root chakra, we have movement, changes, decisions in reversed. We have the conflict and deceit card in reversed. And we have rest and rejuvenate in reversed. So what I'm kind of seeing with those vibes is that there's kind of a feeling of hesitation there's a feeling of not wanting to move forward with something, but then you also feel rushed to move forward with something. I feel like the rest and rejuvenation card is kind of saying that you feel a little bit of pressure. You're not able to be relaxed in this moment in time. The conflict and defeat card in reverse tells me though that the tough times are kind of over. So if you've been a little bit faced with some challenges, challenging people in your life, some obstacles, that kind of thing, this card is kind of saying that it's done, it's over, but now you're kind of left with having to make a decision of what direction, what kind of action do you want to take right now as far as your stability goes, your foundation, your home life, okay? It's at the core of vigilance. So the stone people, vigilance is coming up for you, which is telling me that like spirit is guiding you to be strong. You need to make sure that your foundation, your root chakra, needs to be strong, well balanced, strong, stable. That's very important for you. And once you have stability in the home life, stability in your foundation, and you feel more rooted and grounded, the movement, the decisions, everything that's kind of in a delay right now because it's in reverse, you're going to start to see those opportunities open up. So right now I feel like you're in a standstill. You're not quite going anywhere. The direction that you're headed is still a little bit foggy. You don't quite know yet what you want to do, where you want to go. There could be a big decision up ahead that this card could also reveal that up ahead you'll be kind of coming up to a crossroads where you're going to have to make a decision of what direction are you taking your life. And the rest and rejuvenation card in reverse can kind of reveal that you're a little bit stressed out about it. You know, you're going to start to feel those vibes and you're going to start to, get a little bit tense. But what happens is, as long as you're vigilant with what you truly want and desire, you need to, tap into the heart source. So we'll look up the heart chakra in the reading too, so we could see where that's at. That may help you a little bit, give you more direction with this. So the tarot cards that I pulled, we have the Page of Wands, which is that initial desire, that initial switch up. Usually a Page of Wands will appear when you're in a point of your life when you're desiring something new, okay? When you want something different, when you want a new activity, a new interest, a new form of a hobby, or this could be a class, this could be a new idea. There's something that is like tweaking your interest. It's tickling your fancy right now. And there's that desire to move forward with that. The Page of Wands can also be a new love interest as well. It could be just something exciting. It's like that initial spark of excitement in life. We also have the Two of Pentacles, which definitely is revealing that decision. There is going to be a crossroads. There's going to be a need for you to make up your mind about something. So this could be leading you to a path of, your desire to do something different, or to switch things up, to switch up even your routine, is going to open up a need for you to make a decision coming very soon. We also have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups kind of shows with your root chakra, to be honest, like when it comes to you making up your mind, when you're making your choices, when you're faced with these important decisions to make, Nine of Cups kind of reveals a need to be a little bit more stingy or selfish. Okay. I kind of see the Nine of Cups as a selfish card, and not always in a negative sense. In this case with you, I think this is a definite need to be more selfish, because perhaps you're used to placing yourself second, right? You're used to taking a step back and not really taking quick, immediate action on anything in your life. To be honest, like you're maybe just used to sitting back and letting life happen, and you don't really allow yourself to get too excited over things, because you're worried about either other people's happiness or what are other people doing at this time. And so I feel like with your root chakra, with your stability, your grounded, being more grounded in your life, getting a footing on who you are. Usually like the root chakra can ask yourself who I am, who do I desire to be? Who do I want to be 5 years from now? These kind of questions might start to pop up in your mind. And I feel like you need to be a little bit more selfish with that, right? Take yourself a little bit more serious. And if that means pushing other people to the background so you can deal with you first, sometimes that's super necessary. So definitely a Two of Pentacles popping up at the core. Get ready if you haven't already faced those, oops, sorry for please excuse my nasty nails. If you haven't already faced your decision-making point, or that crossroads, that whole, that whole thing, it's coming. Okay. It's definitely coming. So yeah, so get ready for that. Okay. Make sure we're going to put these upside down. Okay. So let's talk about the next group, which is, the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is the color orange. It resides in your abdomen area, your womb, your abdomen, right below the belly button. It is known as your chakra of creativity, your passion, your sexual energy, anything that just lights that fire within you. You're passionate about something, and your creativity, all of that. So that is the sacral chakra. So let's see what pops up for you. Ooh, we have desert. Desert with the vision quest. Beautiful. Ooh. All right, let's just use what fell. Okay, I love it. So the sacral chakra, like I said, this is your creativity, your passion, your sexual energy, your drive. We got desert. Now, the first thing that I thought when I saw desert, the desert card, is things have been running dry. Sexually, maybe you haven't been feeling connected sexually. Your desires, your passions, your just your desire for sex, or feeling sexy at that time, or all of those kind of things might have been running dry, so to speak, with the desert card. But also the vision quest, like the quest, the key word of quest, is also making me feel like when it comes to your creativity outlets, you're on the search, you're on the hunt for something new, which kind of coincides with the root chakra that we just spoke about, of your desire to, try something new. That's popping up here with your sacral chakra. So you also have victory, success, recognition, reward. You have heartache and loss in reverse. The first thing I thought of when I pulled those cards over for you is, in order for you to obtain a creative connection with yourself, you need to literally turn the heartaches, the depressive thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the negative stuff into a creative outlet. That was like the first thing that I thought when I pulled these cards for you. I see success with that. I see you being able to relate more with people when you are pretty much interpreting your negative, sad, depressed feelings, emotions, thoughts into a positive by creating something from it, right? So some of the most beautiful artwork that we see, some of the most touching music, anything, posts, blogs, photos, are usually inspired when somebody is in the deepest, darkest parts of their life, or tapping into that part of your life if you're not so much feeling that right now. So, diving into your past and bringing something up from your past that maybe you haven't sought closure with, and maybe you turning it into a creative expression, right? That's like a nice little activity to do. To not only are you seeking closure for something that you haven't dealt with, but you're also creating as well. So I love that. I also feel like that with the reward card coming up, it's kind of showing that by you doing that, by you creating something from the ashes, so to speak, you'll see reward with it. You'll see a lot of people will really resonate with that part of yourself. And also for yourself too, you will feel the reward. You will feel like you are gaining something from that. Your tarot cards, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is regrets. It's his feelings of remorse, right? We have the Ace of Swords, which is the card of inspiration, new ideas. We have Hierophant, and we have 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is problematic. 5 of Swords is like arguing and dealing with pent-up anger and rage, right? And then the Hierophant card can be a blast from the past. This could be a card that triggers a lot of people. I know for me personally, when I see the Hierophant, I always think of my past with my father. So perhaps the Hierophant to you is bringing up a trigger of a past. So that's why I was getting that feeling to incorporate my own feelings of that card. To you saying, when you feel stuck, when you don't feel creative, when you feel like you need what am I looking for? The word I'm looking for, like to ignite that passion, digging deep, going within, right? Pulling something that was heartache and loss for you, pulling something that was hurtful and painful to you, and making something of it, right? I also see kind of just going through maybe a little bit of a rough patch sexually too. Like I said, that Desert card is making me feel like maybe you just haven't been feeling like you are sexually connected with yourself, or you just haven't had that desire, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. It's definitely something that will pass, but because maybe you're dealing with some other, some other issues or some other like discomforts and whatnot, the sexual energy is kind of, so to speak, not to be rude, but so to speak, it's kind of run dry, okay, with the Desert card. It's temporary though. It's temporary. So definitely the sacral chakra, like your root chakra, I would say your root chakra, you need to be more selfish, right? Be more selfish with yourself. Your sacral chakra, I feel, I don't think that it's not as unbalanced, but I feel like there needs to be more creative energy coming out of you, right? Instead of wishing that you could be like other people, make yourself be that person that other people want to be like. You know what I mean? Like start using that energy for your own good versus wishing that you could be as creative as someone else. You have it within you to do it. Sometimes we just have to tap into the darker parts, right? Next, we have the solar plexus, which is the color yellow. Solar plexus resides in your belly. It is your, I like to call it the health meter. It's like if you don't feel good, you're going to feel it in your belly first. You have that gut instinct kind of a card. It's that vibe. Solar plexus is also your joy, your happiness meter. So, you know, when you're really, really happy, you feel it there. So it's basically you feel your emotions in the belly region. So let's look to see, figuratively speaking, spiritually, health-wise, how are you doing? Emotional loss. Patience and planning in reverse. Sometimes it's hard to read backwards or upside down. Memories of love. So there's a lot of stuff from the past coming up for you, my love. Emotional loss, memories of love. So I do feel like so far energetically, it might be you're trying to tap into something from the past that you maybe, like that's what spirit wants you to start bringing up out of the shadows, right? We don't always want to deal with stuff from the past, but sometimes we have to in order to move forward. Because again, with that patience and planning, it's in reversed. To me, reversals are like slow moving or delays. So having patience and being able to plan for something, you're not really able to walk through the doorway until there's something else you got to deal with. So there's something there with the past that you got to deal with in order to, and here's your Hierophant card again, in order to move forward. Interesting, because you have that with the 7 of Swords, which is the card of like lies and deceits, manipulation. And then you have Queen of Pentacles, which is self-nurturing, right? So definitely this is dealing with, and this past doesn't have to be distant past, because sometimes I feel like the seven of swords for you is talking about a negative or manipulative person that's in your life at this moment. Okay. So I do feel like there's just a lot of emotional baggage that you're holding on to. For some reason, this card wants to come out too. So we're going to pull it. Mountain, strength, and lightning power. Love it. Those are two really, really powerful cards to receive. Solar plexus, your gut instincts, this is telling me, are strong. Okay. You have a lot of power in your gut instincts. You need to utilize and trust it more. I definitely do feel like when it comes to dealing with the past, there's some pain, there's some hurt there. And it can also register like stuff that you haven't gone through or you haven't sorted out or seeked closure from. It's kind of like open wounds. They're going to start manifesting into physical discomforts. So stomach aches, stomach pains, cramping. It could just be a nasty feeling in the pit of your stomach kind of a thing. That's where that stuff comes from. I also feel like with the Seven of Swords, you've dealt with a lot of manipulative people in your life. And I feel like with this card coming up literally like right at the core, I feel like this is a situation that you might actually be dealing with at this moment. And so I feel like the Queen of Pentacle card is kind of asking you to really put some more effort into nurturing yourself, taking care of you, asking yourself, how are you doing? How do you feel in this situation that maybe you're in an entanglement with somebody and you're like putting too much of your effort and too much of your emotions and energy into it? Is this an empty friendship, right? Hierophant card is to me a card from the past. I just feel really strong with that this is like, maybe this is a friend that you've had for years already. Or this is like something where things just keep coming back from the past. Like it's like a cycle that you guys are in. Or the Seven of Swords can indicate like stuff from the past, issues from the past that maybe the two of you used to fight about keeps coming up, right? There's no resolution to it. So I kind of see that as well. Definitely aside from that, I feel like you do harbor a lot of your pain in your stomach area. So your solar plexus is like the part, usually like we do it in our hearts, but for you, a lot of pain, a lot of pressure in the stomach area. So sometimes that can register as like weight gain or feeling bloated or feeling like you carry more of your weight in your belly area, or it could just be simply, you just have that gut feeling, and you need to start honoring your gut instincts, those gut feelings, because the power card, the strength card coming up is telling me that you have a lot of sixth sense intuition about yourself. Like your body is telling you things to watch out for when it comes to people's integrity. And if you don't listen to it, you're not gonna, you're not doing yourself a favor. So the next time that you were around somebody, whether it's a friend that you've had forever or someone new, listen to what your body is telling you. Next, we have the heart chakra. Obviously, this is in your heart area, in your chest. It's associated with the color green. The heart chakra is how you love and how you give love. How you receive and how you give love. It's how you express yourself, that kind of thing. So self-love and the love you have for others and all of the above. So let's see how we're doing here. We have spiritual strength in reversed, rejoice and celebration in reversed, and you also have intuition in reversed. So instantly Spirit's making me feel like insecurities. A lot of insecurities. We have full moon completion. I also feel like, okay, so Spirit is kind of making me feel like with that full moon card, completion, the quest, the search to find that person that truly completes who you are. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's something that you look for. That's something that you want. You desire that romance too, that feeling to have that connection with somebody that just, these cards want to come out. That connection with somebody that just makes you feel, to make you feel whole. We have the moon again, definitely with your intuition, okay? And you have intuition here in reversed. So you're not trusting yourself enough. You're not paying attention to your intuitive hits, is what I want to say. The intuition part of you is strong, but when you're not relying on it, it's going to waste. You know what I mean? I also see spiritual strength in reversed as saying you are often not relying on God or spirit to help you. You are trying to hold up everything on your own, and it's very difficult to do that. It's so consuming and exhausting. And that goes hand in hand with turning your back on your intuition. When you're not listening to your intuition, AKA is like God talking to you, right? When you're not listening to it, you're pretty much saying, I don't need your help. I could do it myself. And 9 times out of 10, we usually need extra help. The rejoice and celebration card in reverse. There could be something that you're not very happy about at this moment. There could be something that might be popping up that would be a disappointment. So heart chakra energy, this could be relationships. This could be your friendships, or just something social wise, because the 3 of Cups is a social card. So something may come up that is disappointing you, whether it's a trait in a friend or it's like that manipulator card that we had, or this could be a turn of events that happens in the near future. There could be some disappointments there, and this is where your intuition is going to come into play. Trust yourself. Trust yourself, I guess is like all I can say. We also have the Hangman and we have the Knight of Wands. So when it comes to passions and your desire to meet someone who completes you, one thing I want to say is, one, you should be the one to complete yourself. We don't need someone else to complete us. But figuratively speaking, yeah, it's nice to meet someone that just makes us feel whole, right? So I do feel like there is a desire for that kind of romance. That Knight of Wands popping up is that passionate romance. So whether you're in a relationship or not, you just crave passion. And if we have the Desert card coming up for your sacral chakra, where things are dry sexually, maybe you're craving that. You're craving that passionate connection. The Hangman card is also popping up, which is telling when it comes to love, when it comes to your emotions, soaking up other people's energies and emotions, you got to chill, right? You got to chill a little bit. The Hangman is saying, let things divinely happen when they are meant to. And that goes hand in hand with spiritual strength. Let God take the wheel at times. Like, I know as cliche as that sounds, I feel like you need to hear that. That you cannot always hold up your own pillars. You cannot always hold up your own, everything. You're not going to always be in control. And sometimes we have to just trust that the universe is going to happen. Things are going to roll. Things are going to unfold as they are meant to, because that's just divine timing. And I feel like that's another reminder for you too. So really, really, really interesting. Super heavy energy with your heart chakra. So I would definitely say there needs to be some more self-love happening with your heart chakra, and a lot of more trust in your own ability to connect intuitively. You have a lot of intuition that is like going to waste, my love. Next is the throat chakra. So throat chakra is associated with the color blue. It resides obviously in your throat. It's all about how you communicate, how you connect, how you express yourself, your voice, all of the above. Authority, love it. Prosperity begins, and we have new beginnings in reverse. So you have a strong throat chakra, very, very strong. Authority coming up tells me that you like to, you don't have a problem with expressing yourself when you're in a comfortable situation, right? When you feel good. This prosperity begins card is also reminding me of the root chakra. So when your root chakra is balanced and when you feel safe and secure, you tend to verbalize a lot more than you normally would. If your root chakra is weak, I feel like your throat chakra will be affected. So it's kind of cool how we see that connection between those two. The Queen of Swords is coming up, and I love that. I love that you got Queen of Swords for the throat chakra. Ooh, the High Priestess. See what I'm telling you? We have the Seven of Wands, and this one wanted to come out too, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you have power in your voice and power in expression. But when you don't trust yourself, it's like wasted energy. A Queen of Swords is the power of communications. She tells it like it is. She expresses no apologies. She is all about truth. High Priestess is definitely your intuition. You have that ability to speak your intuition, to like doing readings or feeling connected to spirit or mediumship or whatever the case may be. For you, it's very, very strong. But we have the Seven of Wands, which is other people or obstacles that are trying to affect you, right? And when you get slipped up, when you don't feel grounded, that Seven of Wands, those obstacles, that energy can be so exhausting and so hard for you to keep and maintain a solid foundation. So definitely I feel your root chakra should always be number one with being well balanced and strong, because when it's not, the first one that just crumbles is your throat. In other words, your ability to speak and to speak your mind and to speak your truth. And then you also have the Ace of Swords, which is definitely like your ideas, your inspiration, but it's also communication. So very, very powerful cards for the throat chakra. That New Beginnings card in reverse, that could be a hesitation, okay? Like I said, I feel like you're going to be at a crossroads soon if you haven't been already. And the New Beginnings, because this is also like the Fool card, is like that desire to keep moving, right? To go forward, to start that adventure into the unknown. But if your root chakra is not steady, this is not going to be easy. So we want to make sure that you get that strong so that your throat chakra, your expression will be strong and you will move forward with ease. We also pulled the Love card, Compassion. So when you speak love, when you're expressing love, that's what this means. Learn to, or maybe you already do, but learn to express yourself through love, right? When you talk to people, you know, talk to them in a way that makes them feel calm, that makes them feel accepted, that makes them feel needed, loved, appreciated, positive words of wisdom, all of the above. You have that very, very powerful strength in communication with your cards, my love. So really good reading. I feel like your throat chakra is good right now, but it could be better. It could definitely be better with your root chakra being strengthened. So keep that in mind. Okay. Next, we're going to be doing the third eye. So the third eye is associated with the color purple or indigo. It is your intuition, your psychic connection, okay? So let's see what this is. I already stated that you have a very strong psychic connection, very intuitive, empathic, all of that. So let's see where you're at right now with your third eye. Because I did say that you're not paying attention to your need to let God take the wheel, kind of a thing. So, yeah, okay. So I see victory and success. I also see recognition and reward in reverse, and we see obstacles and challenges. So you have successes. You have the ability to be quite successful with your third eye, trusting your intuition, strengthening your psychic abilities. The more that you trust your intuition, the stronger your abilities become, that kind of thing. But the 5-card obstacles and challenges is telling me that there's upcoming difficulties. There's a path, an upcoming challenging path ahead, okay? And so you utilizing your intuition is going to be very powerful. And I know that I've already stated that with the other chakra. I think it was the heart? I think it was the heart chakra, but I could be wrong. I have 2 of Cups, the Sun, and the 9 of Cups. So overall, your intuition, your third eye chakra is very positive right now. But I feel like the obstacles and challenges in the future position is kind of showing that there's going to be a couple little slip-ups coming up, okay? So it's almost like preparing for that. Clouds, the shape-shifting, to me, this is kind of saying these obstacles and challenges will be as treacherous or as challenging as you allow them to be. Because like when we're cloud watching, you can create an image out of the clouds simply by seeing what you want to see. So if you see these obstacles as the worst things ever, they're going to be the worst things ever, right? So your path ahead is only going to be dictated based on how you intuitively see it. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Two of Cups with the Sun card, this could be a connection with another person, whether it's love or it's friendships or it's a work relationship or whatnot. There's a Two of Cups in the Sun. Sorry, that squeaky noise was my shoe. Ooh, my throat's getting dry. But the Two of Cups in the Sun card kind of reveals to me a bond that's coming up in the near future. Okay, strengthening a bond, or this could be a new bond, a new friendship. So that Sun card shows definitely positivity surrounding your third eye, but also remaining positive even if the challenges start to become a little bit annoying, right? It's all what you make it out to be. So if you have a comfortable, confident perspective, even if stuff around you is falling apart, remember, your challenges will be whatever you make them to be. You're going to get out of it just fine. The victory card is here, right? So it is what it will be what you make it. It will be what you make it out to be, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and lastly, we have the crown chakra, which is associated with the color, well, in this case, it's pink, but I've also seen it in white. The crown chakra rests at the top of your head, and it is your connection to spirit. It's kind of just like an overall protective spirituality card or energy, and then also your connection to God, your, you know, to the universe. So we have rejoice and celebration in reversed. We have positive movement forward. And the universe, I love it. You're divinely connected, and God really wants you to know that. The universe is around you, okay? Definitely surrounded with that. There's a cycle that is ending with the universe card coming up next to the positive movement forward. So if you're going through a tough time at this moment, that cycle is shifting, okay? Those challenging times are almost over, and I feel like I've already said that to you earlier in the reading. So if you're going through a tough time, it's the experience is passing. The other thing is there needs to be positive movement forward. Don't delay. So definitely, like I said, when you're at your crossroads, be true to yourself as you decide what path you want to take, you know. Really tap into what is it that you want and not what everybody else wants. Your happiness is important because that rejoice and celebration card in the past tense tells me that you have a very a very bad habit of saying yes when you want to say no, and then also not necessarily embracing what your true happiness is because you're so busy worrying about what everybody else wants out of you or what they expect of you. So you pretty much are willing to gamble your happiness away for the sake of other people. And I see that with the Sun card. You have the Sun card again coming up with the crown at the core of your reading. But the Sun is surrounded by two court cards, surrounded by a Page of Cups and a Knight of Swords. So I do feel, yeah, we have wind activation and river movement. So I do feel like you often surround your happiness. You base it sometimes on other people's actions or other people. Movement and activation, I love it. It's almost like these cards are kind of saying that there's going to be something taking place. We're at the end of the cycle. The universe may be kicking in. Something will happen that's going to move you into a new direction in life. Positive movement forward. Like I said, that crossroads is definitely it's definitely going to be happening. There's going to be some shifts in movement. So it's kind of like it's pretty much like Spirit is saying, if you're in bad habits right now, or if you catch yourself in an endless cycle, this is almost like your key to get out of it. So don't hesitate and don't waste time. Okay. So whatever is popping up in your mind as you're listening to this reading, trust it, because that's your intuition telling you, it's leading you to, to decide what you need to do. So what's your next move? What's your next step? So I hope, my love, because this concludes your chakra report reading, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it kind of led you to have some answers. I also feel like, okay, so the High Priestess was the shadow card of that, by the way. In the email, you mentioned that you're seeing a lot of repeating numbers. And whenever I see repeating numbers, it's because Spirit is trying to get your attention, okay? A lot of times the certain kind of numbers that you're seeing will indicate different things. So pay attention to what numbers. If you're seeing like 1111, it's usually an awakening happening, the beginning of something. But if I remember correctly, your email, you're seeing a lot of different number sequences. So look them up. You could look them up, but really what happens is these sequences are sticking out to you for a reason, and it's because Spirit is trying to get your attention, right? They're leading you somewhere. And also they could be subtle reminders that you're on the right path. So if you're constantly asking yourself, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I going where I'm supposed to be going? And you see these numbers, it's chances are it's the universe's way, it's the universe's way of telling you, yes, you're on the right path. So keep going. Okay. So with that, this concludes your chakra reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you. And if you have any other questions, my love, please send me an email, and I wish you all the best, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, love.